Hello everyone. Today we will learn about second chapter of business studies for class 12, and the name of the chapter is Principles of Management. Now, before we set out to go through the contents, let us list out them. The first topic that we are going to discuss is the introduction, meaning and concept of principles of management. The second topic is nature of management, wherein we will see its features, its characteristics. Then third one is the significance of principles of management. Then we will talk about Taylor's scientific management as given by Frederick W. Taylor. Learn about the four principles given by him as well as various techniques of scientific management. Then we will move on to Fayol's principles of management, also known as general management, and at the end of it we will compare the two and find out the differences between them on various parameters. So, to begin with, let us see what is the meaning and concept of principles of management. The principles of management are a broad framework, general guidelines, roadmap for managerial decision making as well as managerial behavior. There are two keywords: broad framework and general guidelines. There has been a long history of management thought, and it has evolved over a period of time. These principles of management help organizations' management to work on the vision of the organization as a mission. As I said, by principles of management, we mean broad framework or general guidelines within which an organization has to work. Then, unlike principles of science, these principles of management are not rigid, they are flexible. They are contingent. When we say contingent, we mean that they are dependent on evolving, emerging situations. As we have seen, they have evolved over a period of time, and they have to make amends. They have to change themselves as per the requirement of the time, needs of the hour. We have seen that one of the features of science is universal validity, which is not applicable in the case of management. The reason is, in management we deal with individuals, we deal with team members, there is a group members, and group members are different. They come from different background, they have different aspirations, and one way of dealing with each one of them is not there. Now we have seen what is meant by principles of management, and as I said, there are two keywords. One is broad framework or general guidelines. Now let us see What is meant by broad framework or general guidelines? To understand it, let us take an example of an organization which gives 10% discount on one of its products. Now, there is a party who is going to give a huge order, but he is asking for a discount of 12%. Now, as per the framework guidelines, only 10% discount can be given. So, the marketing manager on his or her own cannot give that discount of 12%. So, he or she takes the matter to the higher authorities, and what do you think? They will permit it or not? Obviously, they will permit it because they are getting a huge order, and even at a discount rate of 12%, the company is going to make huge profit, good profit. So here comes the element of flexibility. Let us take another example. An organization has its promotion policy based on seniority. There can be two criteria, seniority or merit. Its criteria is seniority, but at times the organization may give the seniority a go by and merit is taken into account. It can work other way around as well. The criteria is merit, but at times it is given a go by and seniority is taken into account. Here comes the flexibility. To give another rough example, we as teachers use blackboard in the classroom, and blackboard has its length and breadth, a surface area, and we have to do all the written work in that surface area itself. We can't go beyond that. So, it is basically a framework, broad framework or general guidelines within which managerial decisions have to be taken, and it also sets the boundaries of managerial behavior. Now, it is also important to understand what principles of management are not. These principles are not techniques. When we say techniques, we mean procedures or methods of doing anything. And these principles are not procedures or methods. As we have seen, they are broad framework or general guidelines only. So, principles of management are not techniques. These principles of management are not values. When we say value, we mean a set of rules or expected behavior of individuals in the society. We also call them norms, and they have moral connotations. What is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad, what needs to be done, what must not be done. So these principles of management, they are not techniques, they are not values, they are broad framework or general guidelines. In this chapter, we will be learning about two exponents of management, Frederick W. Taylor, who gave us scientific management, its principles and techniques, and we will learn about Fayol's principles of management based on general management.